What's up?
Hold on, sorry.
You know what I'm saying?
You gotta give me a good intro though.
Nah, I got you.
Right.
What's up, y'all? This is Silencio. We here with the Talks with G podcast. I'm here with my guest,
Setty. Big set, big money set. Let's get it.
AKA the motherfucking VA Dame Dash. She here today. She's going to give y'all a lot of jewels and a lot of games. So I need y'all to really pay attention.
Yeah,
What's your definition of believing in yourself?
Faith without seeing. Because it's like, there's no way to prove nothing without actually believing and doing. Like, you can't have no type of proof of content until you go through that space or that dark tunnel where you can't see it. Like, it's like, well, how do you prove this? Like, how do people who are like normal and regular to everyone become these things, these ideas, these celebrities, these people with status and social status and all this thing? Like, how? How do they do that? They were regular people, but they sold their soul. Everybody sold their soul. Everybody in the game killing niggas and selling their soul. Like what? Like, whoa, like this is the wild part about it though. Like, you are so different from what I believe and who I thought you were, like this limit that I put over you, that you had to sell your soul. That's the easiest way to count somebody out. I'm not about to sell my soul. You think I sold my soul because I'm this person? Because I've reached this level of status and this level of success? Everyone doesn't sell their soul. You feel me? It's like, but I feel like people, they can't believe it. There's a disbelief with emotion. Just like this thing, like I always tell people all the time, like, what you see in others is what you see in yourself. You a mirror. You watching that shit like clear as day. So if you're looking at somebody like they can do something, that's because deep down inside of you, you know you can do it too.
To that person that's out there who is just really looking to build confidence and really looking to, like, they really want to start believing in themselves, but they don't necessarily know how to go about it. What would you say is the first step that you take? Because I feel like it's not easy for everybody to just believe in themselves, you know? Because like you said, we're dealing with childhood trauma. Yeah. We're dealing with the paradigm. Yeah. We're dealing with the program that either your parents put you through, what you seen growing up. Yeah. Motherfuckers telling you you're not enough, you know, just dealing with all of that fear.
All fear-based
right.
thinking.
How do you direct them to really believing in themselves when they're such programmed to not?
I think that, like, I'm going to try to put myself back to where I was at, you know, when I didn't have all this confidence and I didn't see myself the way I see myself and I didn't walk the way I walked in. It was a dark tunnel. Let's just say that you got to start with a mental picture of who you want to be. It doesn't matter. I'm not going to tell you that this is real, it's not, whatever it may be. If you understand the brain, and I'm going to get a little bit nerdy right here, right? The brain doesn't know what's real and what's not. So if you are working against a subconscious program, I believe that you just got to put a new program in there. And I think it starts with what you are literally seeing in yourself. Sometimes I feel like you have to go the extra mile to create a new idea of who you are.
Right.
But it starts with a want, a desire. You gotta want to be something different. You gotta want to have something better for you. You have to desire it. And I think that the only way that you're able to do that is by seeing, exposing yourself. Right. Me, that came from leaving. Mike, you know my story. Like, I left home. My parents was, you know, like not rocking with the music shit, not rocking with the clothes shit, not rocking with the gay shit. Like, nothing. Like, I'm like, hands up. I ain't got no choice, nigga. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I gotta go. You feel me? So it was like, for me, I ain't had no choice. It was like, for me, I feel like my fear was pushed like this. The universe is like this. Like, what you gonna do?
Right.
You know, I'm like, well, I gotta fight back at this point. I gotta do something. Cause what I'm gonna just do? Just keep being like this. I'm like going into this place where I look at it like in that space and time, like I just didn't have a choice. So not having a choice made me make a choice. And I was like, for me, it was like I was willing to be homeless. I had a desire. Everything that I wanted came to me because I had a desire for it, like the law of attraction. I manifested this shit. I was thinking of this shit, and it didn't matter. Whatever was in my heart, this is the number one thing that I tell people all the time. It doesn't matter what people, you don't need it. You don't need no one to do this for you. You don't need no one to say keep going. You don't need none of that shit, and it's still gonna work. You don't need a single layer of somebody's applause to make sure that the shit is gonna work.
Right.
Literally, like that's why I always tell people like, yo, if you realize your power, you're gonna be like untouchable. But people are more in fear of like their light than their darkness because they don't feel worthy of, you know, being in the presence of great shit and, you know, and seeing themselves in a different way. The program is so instilled. And it goes deep. Like, you know, I can take it way, way deeper on a whole subconscious level, you know, of the reason why this shit, the program is, you know, and the way that the frequency works and all that. But that's just like, that's a whole different thing. You kind of want to introduce people in like baby steps because it becomes
It's deep.
too, like I'm
deep.
processing this in a matter of, this is probably like 10 years worth of information that I had to like learn through time. And like I always tell you, like I put the real estate into me. I didn't acquire too many things materialistically, you know, that I was able to like hold on to and this and that, but I put all that real estate into my mind. And that's what I tell people all the time. That's why I flex that shit. I like flexing my intellect. I like that. Instead of, you can't judge me based off of what I'm wearing and tell me, white man, you know what I'm saying? Like, oh yeah, you supposed to be like this. Oh, you know what I'm saying? Like, or you gotta stay in this box. Fuck you talking about, nigga? I could dress fly, talk how the fuck I want. And it's like you set that tone. That tone is set because of your confidence, your conviction. You know what I'm saying? People only follow what people feel like is cool and what they believe. They're like, dang, like if this person's doing it, your favorite artist is starting to do this and that, you're gonna like try to kind of experiment with it. You know what I'm saying? You get your hand into things that like you probably wouldn't even be exposed to if the people that you didn't like were influenced by weren't doing it. You feel me? Like that shit go deep too. It's just there's so many ways to like there's so many ways to take it.
You got any questions, Cynthia?
Yeah, I got a lot. My first question for you is, what do you call this chapter of your life? We're gonna start there and then go where we need to go.
For her or me?
Nah, for her.
Oh, all right.
This chapter of my life is actually perfect. It's emptying the clip. You know, it's like stop
I'm saying
being,
you put that on your Instagram.
empty the clip. Ain't no time to waste. Empty the clip. What you holding back for? Empty the clip. Go. Make it happen. Be relentless. Like, empty the clip, bro. Like once you empty that clip, what happens? There's no turning back. I empty the clip. You feel me? Like, ain't no what you gonna do? You can't turn back. You gotta push yourself so far to a place where you can't turn back. It's gonna be uncomfortable for you to come back. It feels uncomfortable. I've went so far in my confidence, it's uncomfortable for me to be at home. Because I now know I'm a threat. Now I know I'm a threat. Now I'm like, I'm a threat. I'm like, okay, like, it's cool. You feel a little intimidated by me. But it's cool. I walk into it now. Versus hiding it. Versus putting myself into a place where I'm like, oh man, like, oh, let me dim my light.
Right, because you talked about that too, like how you used to dim your light or just feel like,
Yeah. Because,
you know, be standoffish.
you shine too bright. You make people feel small. And not even intentionally, you know? So it's like, yeah.
What, speaking about that, what do you do if somebody knows they have a certain light about themselves, but you know that the hate that comes with having that light. What is your advice?
Change your environment.
I was just about to say it.
Change your environment. Get away from them people. Get away from the haters. Get away from the monitoring spirits. Get away from them people that don't want to see you doing well. Get away from them people that's in competition with you. Secret competition. These people are all like throwing you energy that's creating like a density around you.
Right.
That's why it's like done talking. That's my next chapter. It's like I'm in empty the clip right after done talking. Like we ain't talking no more either because I realized that talking creates a disturbance in your manifestation process. Like you talk too much, guess what happens? That shit almost start disappearing from thin air. You ever had something happen, you tell somebody about it and you just did not know that they was hating on you and then that shit just disappeared and the opportunity just thin air gone. Bro, I done had that shit happen to me many, many times in my life. And I used to be like, that I just cannot be this lucky and unlucky at the same time. And you know what it was? I was always fucking running my mouth.
I was just about to say that.
I was
when
telling
I first
everybody.
met you, you was like, bro, I gotta stop fucking talking. You know?
It was like...
Because I feel like you love to talk so much.
I felt, yeah.
That's who you are.
Two things, though. There's
know?
two ways. I found my confidence here because I talked to myself before I started to talk to people, right?
Right.
So I found my confidence.
But I feel like you also just love motivating and pushing people as well.
Because I didn't have that push. Nobody did it for me. I became the pusher because I realized that this is what niggas is lacking. So if I became this, what can you become?
Right.
It's just like simple math to me. It's like, bro, why you sleep on yourself? And I didn't, the great thing about me is that proof of content, I didn't turn niggas up. I got that list, you know what I'm saying? I got that list. And that's just real shit. That's just a resume.
You got something else?
How you become comfortable in your own darkness? Like, how did you accept everything that you can't change about yourself?
That's the word you said, accept. Once you accept it, it's not up to anybody else to make you feel shameful about what you went through. Because it's like, for me, I feel like your darkness is just what shows the beauty in your story. Like, you overcoming is what makes the story beautiful. You overcame it. Like, nobody wants to hear about the person that had a perfect life and they, like, became a millionaire. Like,
right.
No, that's not interesting.
Right.
It's interesting when you see, you know what I'm saying? It's interesting when you can relate. You say, like, dang, like, that person, like, they went through some shit. Like, they was going through that and did that and all this is that, and they still kept going. You just have to kind of respect that. It's like the person is like, that says, I'm not going to stop because of how it looks. They deserve it. That's bravery. And that right there is more inspiring than any car or any type of material thing that you could buy or acquire. The pursuit of something, the drive, the grind, the hunger, the passion, that separates everybody. That's what makes somebody like, oh, we tuned into this person versus we tuned into that person. See what I'm saying?
Right.
It's passion. Passion is going to drive you. Ambition is going to drive you to where it's like sit in the chair. You ever sat next to an ambitious person? Have you understood their mindset? Bro, they don't stop. They don't sleep. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah. I be like, this nigga is different, bro. This nigga is a monster. You know what I'm saying? Because you just keep going.
Just keep going.
You keep going. And there's no cap for where you at. That's why I always tell you just a beast, bro. Like, and you like just these small little things that you're gonna have that's gonna put in position where you're gonna take off. You're just gonna be untouchable. Niggas ain't gonna be able to touch you. I feel like that now, but I mean, you gotta step into that fully. You're such a humble beast that like you don't need to talk. It kind of intimidate people too. Yeah. It's like I want to get here. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like I want to get to that place. Nigga, like I want to get to that place. No, that Jay level. I feel like this is like a Jay-Z. I'm like a Kanye. You feel me? Like It's like this nigga so like, yeah, like.
I have a question for both of y'all. Why do you work as hard as you do?
You wanna go first, Seth?
Oh, you go
No, you
first.
gotta
I go first.
You gotta cook them.
Why do I work as hard as I do? I want to be one of the greatest that ever did this shit, you know? That's one of the main reasons, you know, when I die and I leave this earth, you know, I want to leave a very impactful legacy on the next generation coming up behind me. That's why I work so hard, and I also work so hard because I want to be the generational curse breaker of my family. You know, I'm trying to break the cycle. You know, I feel like I am the first family member of my family who can really change the dynamic of the whole entire family. You know, so those are a couple reasons why I work so hard.
Damn. That's good. I say like I play off the generational curse, breaker thing, because I feel like when you a black sheep, you kind of have to like step into something that I always say like I'm taking risks. Oh, hold
That's
on.
crazy. Both of y'all from England? Oh, that's your phone.
I didn't know where it was coming from.
Might be. With the whole situation of like, okay, so like generational curse breaker, there was a lot of women that I recently discovered. There was a lot of women in my like lineage that were creatives, and they always dim that light. Like there's a big thing in my family with that, and I feel like it's kind of crazy because I be like, damn, this is so deep. Like sometimes you be thinking like you like, damn, like you gonna sound crazy talking like this. But it's like, fuck it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, yeah.
Like those who understand you get you.
Yeah, exactly. If you resonate with me, you resonate with me. But, it's like if you don't see that, it's okay. Time will tell. But it's like setting the tone for something that hasn't been done takes a bunch of bravery and fearlessness, like, because everyone is operating from a space and a scope of information that comes from fear. It's fear-based thinking. How can you, like, believe that you can fly if all you've been told that you can do is walk and crawl and be on your feet? Like, there's no way. But there's an engineering process to flying.
Right.
We just haven't figured it out yet. We too much of a vibration of fear, to take that, that path. But it's like, for me, it's like family. That's what drives me. Being the first generational curse breaker, I would be the first millionaire. I would be the first on my mom's side, like my other side and stuff like that. They had like money and all that stuff, but like just generally they just didn't fuck with us. They didn't fuck with my mom and my own family and shit like that. So like it was a split. So my mom like kind of came to this country and was like, I gotta like figure this out for me and my kids and my bloodline and my whole situation. So for us, it was like she just put all that sacrifice into us. So it's like I want to be able to do that for my family, I want to give that back. You feel me? Because it's like I know like what you went through, to get here, to give me the opportunity to do it. It's like even if you don't understand it, even if you don't understand why I'm a loud ass motherfucker like who don't give a fuck, and I'm turning shit up, and you can't turn me down. And I'm a female. At the end of the day, I'm a female doing this, talking like this. Why I know I'm a legend, straight up, is because I'm a female doing it. I haven't seen it. Why I gotta wait for somebody to say it? You feel me? Like, I gotta wait for someone to say like, damn, I never seen this. I never got that, bro. Like, but everybody different. Everybody got their own energetic blueprint. God then blessed you and put things inside of you, your DNA, your lineage and everything like that, so that you could carry out the prophecy. You feel me? And that's what I feel like greatness really is too. Like just stemming off that. It all comes down to like your why. What's your purpose? It just can't be like Dame Dash said this. He said, if your dream doesn't affect people, you haven't dreamed big enough. ain't dreaming big enough if it's not affecting people, if you don't think about affecting people. You think it too small.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You think it too small. When you start to get uncomfortable in those shoes, that's how you know, oh, I'm dreaming. You know, because that's what it takes. It takes for people to count you up, to feel like I can still do it. What is the difference between a person that has it and doesn't have it? Their spirit. That's it. No one can tell me I can't be a billionaire. No one can't tell me that. I have so much time to do it, and I'm this evolved. I can't imagine just having what I have now and not understanding that I can do it like this and that. I just think that this is just a relationship thing. I think the more money and connection and you're going to get into is the relationship factor. But that's going to come from your willingness of who's willing. Are you willing to do this? Are you willing to get here? Are you willing to talk to this person? Are you willing to share your information? And that might not work. Are you willing though? This whole game comes down to who's willing. That's it. Break it down like that. Everybody's scared. So who's willing? If I tell everybody, hey, I got a question. Who in here believes in themselves? And only one person puts their fucking hand up. That person that's willing, come to the front. You about to sit with us today. You about to get the energy around some real pioneers. You about to get this and that, because you are willing. That means you're going to be willing to do something else. People who are not willing, they won't. They won't. And why do we come at the person that's willing? Oh, you a fucking teacher pet. Or you a sucker. You riding a nigga dick. You doing da-da-da-da-da. Why? Because you mad. You mad that I'm brave enough to put my hand up. You want to put your hand up. You just scared of how people are going to look at you. Put your hand up. Who's stopping you from putting your hand up? You. That's how you know if you're ready. Put people on spot. Put yourself on spot. This is how you gonna know if you're ready. You're like, okay, let me test the water. Bro, I practiced before I got in front of a fucking camera. Before I got a professional camera, I was like, I practiced. I'm having conversations, FaceTime, this and that. You know how many niggas told me, do the podcast thing? What is you doing? You can get us out of the hood, nigga. We can get out the trenches. What are you talking about? But I'm like, no. Like, who's in my way?
You.
So I'm self-evident talking like off of this whole thing. This is self-evidence. You're not going to be able to copy somebody's process. That's where that fear shit come from. It's like, you can't say like, because what you have to go through is completely directed for your purpose and where you're trying to go to and your destination. I can't tell you, do it like this and that. This might not work for you. What you need to do is cater to your personality and cater to what you're trying to do. What's your end result? What do you want out of it? And what's your vision? What do you actually want? Like, let me ask you a question. What is vision to you? Do you feel like you're a visionary? Because I think you're a visionary, but.
Yeah. If
vision?
I could explain vision is a dream.
Okay.
Vision is whatever comes to your mind.
So.
And you're able to execute it.
All right, so let me ask you a question. So, with vision.
Oh, Mike's still on?
No, y'all good, do your thing.
Oh, all right, bet.
With vision, like, do you think that someone can see your vision? Or is it you that can see your vision?
I feel like both. I feel like the most important is that I need to see it, though.
If you were Garnell from before you made all this. And you sat down in this same chair. Do you feel like it would be up to you to see that same vision versus the person that you are today with how much you've acquired and all the things that you've accomplished, the goals that you've set for yourself? Those two people are the same people that seen the same vision? What's the difference? Time?
Yeah.
You actualized it. That's the only thing you did. It was there the whole time.
Right.
So where can you prove it at? You can't. Vision is like faith. You can't like touch faith. You can't touch vision. I can't touch it. So where's it at? So where's all this shit at?
You.
Exactly. That's why I be saying this shit. It's crazy because it's like you will really trick yourself out of your life. Fuck a position. You gonna trick yourself out of life. A camera don't gotta be on. I'm still gonna be me. You'll trick yourself out of experiencing a version of yourself because of fear. And we program that way.
Right.
So how can you blame people? You can't blame people for not being in a moment. Now you realize, like, wow, when you get out of that space, that frequency and that energy of like fear-based thinking, you're like, dang, I used to be here. I get it, but I don't want to get it no more. I don't want to be around it. I don't want to be around no broke people. That sounds arrogant to me. So be it. Currency. Why would I want to be around broke people if I want to make more money and accumulate more this, more network, more this, more that? If I want better for myself, why does that matter to people? Why do people get mad and call you and shame you into wanting to bring you down and tell you act in Hollywood? Or you this and you that, or you too good for people? I didn't ever say none of that shit out of my motherfucking mouth. If anything, I didn't been the person to champion people, put people on pedestals so that they can meet me where I'm trying to go. So I'm one of them people like everybody can't go. No, I tried. Anybody I met, I try to put them in position mentally, any type of way. Some people value it, some people don't value it.
And I feel like it also can become draining when you're just trying to pour into every person you meet, you know? I had to learn that too the hard way. I feel like everybody that I was coming into my life, I was always trying to pour so much into them. And I just had to realize I just couldn't no more.
That's 100%. You've realized this too. It's crazy because I always say this is like, wow, like, I pour into people, I really make people into something. That's just not normal. It's like, I get to pouring into you, it's not the same value. Because the second I started to pour into me directly, I had flow. I started seeing a lot of money. I started seeing a lot of things. A lot of things started to change when I started to just focus on myself. So now I'm like, power of the game, everything is what? Everything is energy. You could be a lighthouse. You a lighthouse. We, as electric beings, we don't know our power. We don't even have them conversations. The conversations that people be having are low vibrational.
Right.
Where do low vibrational conversations exist? Viewership. If you're not in front of that viewership, you're not making money. You're losing money. You're losing time. You're losing energy. It's a trap. The Matrix is a whole trap. It's a mental trap. But once you get to a place of awareness of it, you can play the game. It's just a game. Put on your video character, your avatar, and start playing. What character you want to be today? It's just that simple. The internet's made that very clear. You don't know what character somebody playing today on the internet. In real life, you can't fake it. You can't do it.
Not for long.
Nah, they're gonna feel it. People gonna. You can't come. You can be like. Today there's a trend with like manifestation and talking. This is not right. You know what I mean? 10 years ago niggas called me crazy, but I get it. Today though, it's like cool.
Right.
That's how you know something is like. Where's this?
Right.
Yeah.
Every fucking time you on your timelines, everybody's saying some motivational shit.
Exactly. Who's like I don't listen to that shit no more. Why? Because my life is enough motivation.
Right.
What I have to get done is enough motivation. Knowing that I have to go against these fears and these self-limiting doubts and self-limiting beliefs, right there, that's enough. I don't need to listen to somebody that's at their desk trying to tell me off of a book that they probably don't even practice. That's how I look at it now. Like, I want to listen to people who then been in that dark tunnel. I've always wanted to get next to people who've you're more interesting when you're in the tunnel and you figure out how to get into the light. You're just way more interesting to me. Like, where was you at mentally when you was like that? Because it's a shock to me. Like, I know when I really pop up, I'm going to be like this. Hey, bro, is we really here? Like, we really do that shit?
Nah.
Like, look, do we really do that shit? I'll be laughing the whole time. I'll be like, nah, that's crazy. I still feel like sometimes I battle with imposter syndrome. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, damn, I'm really this person. Like, I wake up every single day and I'm really this person now. Like, this is crazy. So I think that that's another thing that holds you back a lot. You kind of like get so in tune with this version of yourself. Now it's like normal. But people who never meet you and stuff like that, they just like, whoa. You ever met like a stranger? And like, I've done this with you. We went to like the harbor.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you know what this is? Like, yeah, I know what this is. Remember the nigga was like, oh yeah. I'm like, yeah, you don't know who you are. Let me prove to you who you are. You know what I'm saying? And it was like that moment. It's like just that's energy though. That's something that like sometimes we have to feel that. Sometimes we have to feel that hard work. People feeling and appreciating that, like, dang, like, it's cool to get the money. The money's cool. But, like, what are people really saying? What are people really talking about? When it comes to me and the energy that's, like, being brought up, what is really going on? You know what I'm saying? That's interesting. To me, I never heard it. Other than, like, what I know, you know?
Right.
But it's like, I can't wait to travel the world, travel the globe, inspiring people. And telling people, like, man, you can be whoever the fuck you want to be. It's just a light. It's just, we need to function in a world of more light. I don't even care about being the one. I care about inspiring other people to shine that light. It's not that scary here. Niggas always made it seem like you was going to die when you got here. Niggas always made it seem like, oh yeah, you start talking like this? Clip your ass. You getting the fuck out of here.
Right.
We is not about to let that shit play on. What? You telling? I'm telling you. That's why people fearful. But if you see more people tuning into that like version of themselves, we're gonna live in a better world. The world doesn't change. It's everybody that gets to experience it is who allows it to be something like you got to be a push the barrier person. If many of us was push the barrier, we would literally see the world change in front of us. It's just that we are so controlled by the principality of fear. It's sick. Like, real life, people really scared and really scared of like the opinion. That's why I tell people all the time, I have advantage. Oh, I don't need nothing, nigga. I will put myself, you can't embarrass me today. 5 years ago, I wouldn't say certain shit. I would question myself before I said something. You can't embarrass me now. You can't get on this fucking internet and tell me anything about myself because not an ounce of what someone thinks about me is relevant. It's not. What do you want to say to me? oh, I can't do this, or I'm not allowed to think this way. Who are you? Who are you? Where do you know me from? And why do you limit yourself? Because you know you're a reflection of me. So put that mirror in your face. Every time you look at somebody and you have some negative shit to say, that's you. You talking to you. I don't know successful people who hate on people. I don't know that. I only know fucking broke ass, lazy, mentally challenged, like they not going to push themselves past a certain idea of who they are. Those are the haters. Those are your biggest ones. And those are the ones who feel entitled to be around you for free. Energy is fucking currency, bro. You gotta watch who you got around you. I told you I learned that lesson. You be on a high. You put some energy around you that don't need to be around you. Watch what happens to your energy. The level of draining that's gonna take you. The level of all this money. You're gonna leave your pocket. You're not even gonna know why. All this stuff, you're just gonna be like, dang, like, I was just up. Why it's so hard for people, especially our people, to keep it? We know how to get it.
Can't keep it.
Can't keep it. Why not?
Can't manage it. Energy around it.
Energy.
A lot of shit.
I think that's a huge next time conversation too that we can have on that. Like, you know, just being able to really understand like why. I'm so in the moment now. After that accident, I'm like, bro, I could have died. Life could have just went fucked up for me. I could have been an RIP. After that accident, I'm dead ass. That's when everything changed. It was like something. I was like, oh, life is real. Oh shit. Like, I didn't expect that. I'm leaving. And I'm like, what? I get in an accident? I'm like, yo, the way everything played out, that shit to me was like, is this a wake-up call? Am I supposed to be paying attention? That, because it's like, how do you just wake up, plan your day, and then something happens like that?
Right.
Like, that doesn't happen to my life, in my life.
This shit real, man. This shit real.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, imagine, like, you could be so up and you lose 100,000. Like, niggas be thinking that's the end. Some people, your spirit is done. You relied on whatever it was to get you there. I tell people all the time, it's a broken spirit. You either have a spirit of like, this is gonna happen for me. Why does it always happen for the people that feel like they're gonna do it? Is that a coincidence? Think about that.
No.
Thank you.
Frequency.
Thank you. Why is it always some people like, man, like, people used to always tell me, man, you have a bright future. From one conversation. They can't see like my shadow. They can't see my habits. They can't see the things that's holding me back. But they see my light. And when I thought about that, I was like, people are the same way. We just not conditioned to talk about our light. We trauma bond. We don't light bond though. That's deep. That's deep.
That's a bar.
That's a bar. We don't light bond though. Like we don't push a fucking electricity on each other and tell each other that we can be great. Iron sharper iron type shit. You feel me? We don't do that, but we trauma bond. We want everybody to fucking know our trauma and relate to our trauma, but that next thing is it's healing though. Everybody can't have these conversations because they're not even healed. They haven't even taken them steps to go through that process. Like, I wouldn't even want access to certain things at certain times in my life because of the simple fact that I wasn't ready for that. I would have took that and I would have showed my ass. You feel me? It would have been like shitting on family and shitting on friends and, you know? Yeah, it would have been like, exactly. It would have been like an opportunity to show you how much I resent people. I was dealing with bad resentment. You feel me? It's like all the niggas that counted me out. I was about to start inviting niggas over to some shit. Like, oh yeah, y'all want to see my crib, my cars, my this? That's how it would have been. It would have like never been like purpose driven.
Yeah.
It would have been like, yeah, nigga, I'm fucking your
driven.
bitch.
Yeah, like,
nigga, like, yes,
I'm
nigga.
about to shit on you.
I'm stepping. Nigga. You see how I'm stepping? Yeah, you counted me out, nigga. I remember that. I'm never gonna forget that. But it's like now that I have found so much grace for my process, and it gave me grace for people. It's like God gave me grace. When you recognize how much grace you've been given, you really forgive people on a heart level. You can forgive people on a mental level, talk level. I forgive you, bye. But you hold niggas to a certain place, like, I'm not saying you gotta forget or you even gotta be around somebody, after you forgive them. But harboring that shit is unhealthy.
It's heavy.
It is very heavy. And free game. The higher altitude that you're trying to climb to, it gets heavier when it's dense. It only feels heavy, like, for people because it's so dense to them. So it's like when you carrying energy, right? Because your body doesn't forget shit. It's keeping score. Everything's keeping score. Your mind keeping score, your body keeping score, universe keeping score, God keeping score. Everything's being seen and watched and recorded. You dig? So people who can see that and understand how to move with that, they're able to move forward in life a little faster, like a timeline. Like, I can get on this type of timeline and execute it, do this. But people who are carrying so much, it feels like heavy, like literally heavy. Like, when you're wearing heavy clothes?
Heavy, like
yes.
a fucking weighted vest.
Yeah, yeah. Have you ever been around somebody who like going through
heavy.
some shit and you like, bro, you ain't even gotta say nothing, nigga. You get around him, but you ain't gotta say shit. You looking at the nigga like, what the fuck, bruh? Yo, what's up with this? Yo, this nigga just not right. They really fight demons.
Nah, you
no,
right.
for real. That energy is loud.
Yeah, you feel it.
But you like, damn, bruh. Like, that shit don't feel good. And then you just get around them, you just like, you feel drained. You feel drained. You like, oh my God, I don't know what I did. I don't know what happened. You start to, depending on how like sensitive you are to energy and stuff like that, right? You so next to their aura, and they aura bringing in so much shit. Now you starting to attract shit. That's how fast that shit can happen for you too. Now I think about everything, right? In a negative way, right? We go through the negative shit. But if the same shit can work with negative, how come it can't work positive? Get around a high vibrational aura motherfucker, and that shit gonna rub off on your ass too. It's either gonna rub off on you or gonna make you uncomfortable.
Right.
Two. You either gonna be like, shit, like me, I'm a dangerous person because all I gotta do is see it one time. I see it one time, I can remember the energy. You know what I'm saying? And I can immediately incorporate into my life, to my lifestyle. That's why I always felt like I was lit before I even had it. A rap life and rap career, because I was around this shit. I'm in LA. I'm like rapper lifestyle before I had a tape out or songs out. Like, I had a record label, you know what I'm saying, trying to sign me, and I'm sitting here trying to get food stamps. I'm like, yo, I'm playing life. Life didn't feel real to me, bro. Because it's like, that's the power of a thought. Like, now think about it, like, right? What if all this shit went undocumented? Look at all the shit that has happened undocumented.
Right.
It's just that we only know what we know. We can't know what we don't know. So, like, now, expose yourself. Expose yourself. Good, bad, whatever you need to see. Whatever's going to take you to where you're trying to get to, you got to expose yourself. You got to know it's real. The talk shit is just too convenient. Everybody talking. No one's willing to pay the price, though. No one's going to be like, you know what? I want to make this shit a production. I want to make this and that. Like, up until today, I just post all my stories. It kept everything super convenient, super easy, up until today. And I'm like, fuck that shit. That shit's done. No one's just gonna get my energy for free no more. Go watch my fucking YouTube. Go watch me here. You wanna go fucking see me? You wanna appreciate my value? Go fucking find me.
Right.
Same way I do this, all these great people that I wanna watch. I have to go find 50. I have to find Jay. I have to find Ye. I don't just get to be around them.
Right.
See what I'm saying? And you picking up. You getting the information.
This episode is about competition.
Yeah, I think we should talk about like just kind of like everybody, like
Friends,
this generation.
man, and
yeah, everybody in this generation, like we don't like collaborate. We all like kind of looking at each other like we can't get ahead. Like somebody surpassing the other. You know what I'm saying? Like everybody feel like I'm supposed to be the one. When the whole time it's supposed to be all of us. Like you know what I'm saying? We all supposed to be pushing each other up the rail. You know what I'm saying? Up the ladder and shit like that. But it's like I think that shit gotta be taught by like vision. You can't be a talker
you recording,
and expect.
Bro? Yes, sir, bro.
Oh, I bet.
You know what I'm saying? You can't be a talker like and expect for people to understand your vision.
Right.
You feel me? Like you have to be a leader. You have to set the example, and you have to walk in your truth so people can feel inspired by that to say like, I can do that too. You feel me? It's cool. I feel like anytime you make something cool, people follow it. It's trendy. Soon as something get trendy, it don't matter if it wasn't cool 2 years ago.
Right.
You feel me? 99% of people follow us. They're going to be like, oh, yeah, I'm hopping on right now. I like what they doing. You know what I'm saying? So, like, it just comes to that place. I feel like it take, just like from the day that, you know, niggas and met, like, our whole background came from showing love. Feel me? Like, I'm like, yo, I looked at you like, I ain't got no problem. I'm like, bro, yo, hustle?
Yeah.
Respect.
Vice
You
versa.
feel me? Like, I'm like, yo, like, this nigga's unstoppable. Like, nah, like, I need to get around him. Like, this is real. Like, you feel me? And, like, I didn't have no problem of playing my position or anything because I always felt like I'm coming on genuine vibes. Plus, I feel like I have something of value to offer. You feel me? It was just like, of course, like, you don't know that it's going to, like, take off like this and this and that. It become that. But that's what happened when you genuine about what you trying to actually accomplish and put out there and shit like that. So I don't know, I feel like it's cool to know that like our background like was genuine.
Right.
And I think like it wasn't like we trying to like work off of each other and trying to like be in secret competition.
Like I said, I got inspired by you just seeing your consistency every day. When you was in LA, just going out there, going up to people.
Yeah.
This girl was fucking walking up to people, performing her music, rapping, like, I just seen the ambition and the hunger inside of what you had going on. So that's what definitely drew me to you around that time in your life. And then after that, we just linked up when you got back and just got super tight after that, for real.
Yeah.
But definitely that's what drew me to you. I'm like, damn, she consistent. Like, you was really going after that shit. Like,
it's crazy because it's like, you don't really see it like from that aspect. You just looking at it kind of like you relentless with your shit. You believe in something, you got to be relentless about it. You feel me? And I feel like that's the number one thing. Like, I think that it become a little difficult when you're trying to follow what other people are doing. Like, everyone's going to tell you do it like this. Maybe, like, take the label route. I'm like, nah, like, me, I feel like I just have so much purpose to inspire and show the way that I feel like I'm not afraid for people to see me grind, then shine. A lot of people are like, they scared to be in that grind process and get slept on. Like, they gonna count you out. That's inevitable. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's inevitable. They gonna be looking at you funny, you know what I'm saying? You gonna be, you're not gonna be at your top of the game, looking like presentation-wise and all that shit. You putting your money up to your hustle and your grind, you can't compete. You ain't gonna be in that rat race, you know what I'm saying, competing against everybody because you're literally putting your bread up, investing into your dreams and all this shit like that. They gonna count you out, of course.
Right.
So that part right there, I think a lot of people, they're in fear of that. That's that fuck that opinion shit that I'm talking about. fuck what they think.
Right.
Because at the end of the day, are these niggas paying your bills?
Fuck no.
You know what I'm saying? So why do you care? Like, that's the number one thing. Why do I care about anybody that's not adding no value to me in a positive way? You don't hold no weight. Like, literally. Like, think about sand. Does it hold weight? It only holds weight when it comes together. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't hold weight when it's just one fucking particle. You know what I'm saying? It's like, bro, like, dust that shit off, bro. The second you let it pile and all that shit, that's when you get fucked up.
Let me say one thing. So, talk about a little bit, because you speak about being fearless a lot. You know, I feel like that's like something that me and you talked about as far as a lot in the past of like how you can't give a fuck about what people think.
Yeah.
Talk a little bit about your process and what you had to do to really overcome that shit, because this shit stemmed from like childhood on up. You know what I'm saying? So really talk about the process and how deep you had to dig to overcome being so fearless.
Man, it comes from like being in such a place where you like willing to give up everything. Like, I got to the desperate place. When I got to the place of fearless, it was like life or death. It's like get rich or die trying. It's like life or death. You either gonna live and survive for you, you're gonna live for you, or you're gonna live for the opinions of others, and you're gonna fall on your knees, and like that's how you're gonna live. So it's a choice. For me, I feel like I think I took that opportunity as like, I'm not taking this to a position where I'm gonna say to myself, like, I live for people in life. Like, perspective is a hell of a thing, because people wait till something happens to gain a perspective, and what happens? This is when they change. This is when they had them epiphanies and them paradigm shifts and all that shit. I can take something and make it happen in real life, real time, at this moment, as a visionary. You feel me? I didn't know that wasn't something that a lot of people couldn't do, but I practiced it many times, of course. I'm not gonna sit here and tell you, like, I'm just so natural at everything that I do. I practice everything that I've done. You know what I mean? Repetition, 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 many times. So it's like the more times that you attack fear, the more times you stand up to your fears, and you start to be like, y'all got me fucked up. You feel me? You can't be in a box. You can't be put in a fucking corner. You know what I'm saying? And just expect to win. Right. Life is going to push at you.
Right.
It's going to be resistance. It's going to be people trying to bring you down. The number one thing I faced in my life and career and everything like that, my journey came, it was like I shined so much light, I made people feel small. And I didn't try, because I always was trying to empower people. I always came from intention of being like, damn, let me shine some light on you. Let me boost you up. Let me this and that. That made people uncomfortable. And I'm not even know, because my intention is just like, oh, I got good intention in it, but it's just like, now I'm a threat.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, shit, you know too much. I underestimated you. That's what it tells me all the time. It's like, oh, I underestimated you. I didn't think that you were like that, you know? I didn't think that you could do this. I didn't think that you were this and that, because you're humble, you know? That humble shit gonna get you slept on.
And I was just about to get into that, because you know we talked a lot about just all of this shit. As far as you always used to tell me, like, man, you been too humble, man.
Man,
you been too humble, man. You know, yeah, too humble, man. Like,
bro, cause
you hate that. You hate that humble shit.
Yeah, because to me, I feel like, why wait until you're this person to get your flowers? That's why. Because it's like, they might not ever give you your flowers.
Right.
You gonna RIP me and then tell me I was great, and I didn't live and know that about myself? I'm gonna make you guys know who I am. Let me introduce you. You feel me? Why? Why be humble? Look up the word humble. Look what it says in the dictionary. Right. It's not a good, positive word.
Right. And when
humility is different than humble.
I actually looked the shit up when you told me to look it up, and that shit definitely was an eye-opener, you know.
So, what did it say?
Humble means not being proud or arrogant and not thinking of oneself as better than others.
Thank you.
Right.
Thank you. Why be humble? Like, they program us. you're programmed to feel like you don't have low self-esteem, like you don't have self-esteem. You're gonna carry yourself like you ain't got confidence. You're gonna talk like you ain't got confidence, and then you're gonna look at your life and you're gonna be like, what's my life like this? Why is your life like this? Look at how you speak to yourself. Look at how you treat yourself. And I'm not saying that, like, see, this is the thing, like, you know, because I know people take my confidence as arrogance, but I used to not have confidence.
Right.
So I don't give a fuck. I'm like, fuck, I don't care. What do you have to do? What do you have to say to me that makes me feel like I should value it when it comes to boosting myself up? You should do the same for you.
Right.
I'm not telling you not to boost yourself up. You have a program that's working against you. It tells you I hate you. It tells you I don't fuck with you. It tells you that you're not good enough. It tells you that you can't do something. It tells you incapable. I don't have that program because I work at affirmational shit. I tell myself, like, I could do something. I am capable. I'm worthy of this. Like, these are things that I didn't believe in when I was introduced to it. I was like, man, this is goofy. Like, why would I tell myself I love myself? But how many times, real life, do you hear that from people? How many times do you tell yourself you love yourself?
Right. You're right. I feel like the audience needs to know the importance of affirming yourself every day. You know, because when you look at yourself in the mirror every day, you say, I am great, I am worthy, I am a millionaire. It really does something to your mindset. It really does shift your perspective of you really feel worthy of whatever you're trying to accomplish in this life.
Exactly.
You know?
I think that's the secret code. I think that the way you speak to yourself and the way you see yourself is what's going to either push you forward or keep you in the back. You're either gonna say to yourself, like, I'm gonna will this shit into my life, because I believe you will things into your life. Nobody can tell me any different. This shit ain't gonna show up in your fucking face like a silver spoon. It ain't gonna be like, hey, bruh, here you go, for all the hard work that you did. That's why I say fuck that humble shit. Absolutely. Why? Why be humble? Why? Who do I owe humbleness to? Why?
Right.
You feel me? What do I get out of that?
Shit.
Where's my value determined in that? Look at every, man, you don't even gotta tell me to take game. I'm going to take game. I'm gonna listen to the great people that came before us, that walked these paths, and I'm gonna take game, and I'm gonna be like, were they humble?
No.
So why the fuck, if I feel like I wanna be great, why would I be humble? That's the trick. Everybody feel like somebody else is special. You don't look at yourself like you special. You just tricked yourself out of your position. You just tricked yourself out of getting to where you want to be because you don't look at yourself like you're worthy. So what happens? That glow is not going to show up. Nobody's going to find you as interest. The interest comes from the person. You selling yourself majority of the time. The higher, this is what I was saying to one of my homies. I was like, man, the higher you're interested, like the way people are interested into you is the more people is going to buy into you. You just buy just interest. You're like a stock. Literally. Like, look at Instagram, bro. Like, you know, we could go on tangents, bro. Look at Instagram, bro. You can literally post a picture and you create interest in somebody's mind because they don't have that. They don't have access to that.
Right.
You can play people. Man, people hustle the internet every day. Every single day. I mean, I'm here to kill that cap shit, but we gonna show the grind. We're not afraid to show the grind. You feel me? I feel like we should look at the people like you should give the people that's grinding, that show you that grind, that's honor. Only certain people are able to talk about certain things and able to really be respected in that lane because we put that work in. You feel me? I didn't just press buttons and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I put honor into this. Every step that I took, every person that I met, you feel me, can say that they were inspired or some type of way. I gave them some type of push towards to do this or think a certain way and stuff like that. Like, that, you should honor that. We shouldn't honor the things that we get on the destination. Like, the destination, fuck the destination. Who are you becoming? Who are you? Can I look at you and say, like, dang, like, yeah, I want to be like that. I'm inspired by that. I can learn from that. I can't get game for you. I don't even want to talk to you. You a waste of energy. I'm sorry. You know me, I get to talk about shit.
Gotta talk good
Know what I'm
shit.
saying? But that's real shit though. It's like, what are you doing? Like, I don't know. It's like you either gonna get it. It's like I'm not changing myself. Like it's like one thing I tell myself today is that if you feel like I'm too much, go find less. Just go find less, cause I want the world, and I'm not gonna, I'm not gonna stop, or I'm not gonna limit myself because of what the programs that's out here. I want to be the person to show people that it's possible.
Talk about, I know you was away recently.
Yeah.
If you don't mind getting a little bit into that,
Oh, like my whole process in that?
just the whole process and what you learned, because you talked to me recently about what you got out of that.
Yeah.
And what you discovered
Man.
about yourself during that time. Talk about what you really discovered about yourself while you was just away.
Man, I feel like you don't know yourself until you spend days and hours by yourself not talking to nobody. And I think that solitude is one of those places that like God is going to speak to you. God is going to speak to you on a whole different level that like no one can get to you. No man, no flesh, no nothing could really like get into your head the way like God can when you are like by yourself. That's why they say in order to elevate, you got to separate. God's going to separate you before he elevates you. It's that same mentality. It's like, I didn't come back the same person. My energy different. My thought process different.
I feel it.
You know what I'm saying? Like, everything that I want to do is literally, it was like a limit that I was seeing from. But I have this thing where I weigh my toughest circumstances in life that I've been through against anything that like an opinion from somebody that I don't know or somebody that I do know that I probably outgrown. I weigh my like decisions, ideas, identity, everything like that against that. Like I'm like, bro, I done been through so much in my life that people don't know about because I don't look like what I've been through. Thank God, right? That I'm like, I sit there and I tell myself, I'm like, I done been through worse. I've been through worse. What is this? What is fear? Break it down. Give it a name. Like decisions are destiny. You can alter your life through the decisions that you make every single day. Like people think like this life thing is so hard to figure it out. It's actually not complicated as you think. We make it so complicated because we create so much resistance to where we're trying to go. Because you always like, oh, nah, like, you imagine you like, remember I was telling you about the convenience?
Yeah.
You lose your power as soon as you want convenience. You can't even find out the blueprint. Imagine somebody doing everything for you, right? They get you to this place and they're like, I'm out. You're going to be fucking tripping. What do I do? That's the first thing you're going to say. What do I do? How do I do this? You're going to be looking for people you can spend your money here and this and that. I'd rather spend my money learning than giving all my power away now. It's the decisions. Like, if you're not fast enough to make a decision, that goes your time. Your time is just going to go right by. Like, everything that I was learning in AZ and shit was, it was really, really down to a place like I don't have anybody to run to anymore. Like, this is just me. It's just me. And I got to conquer that. That conquered feeling like I don't have no dependent, no nothing to look for. It shows you how strong you are. It shows you like that you're way, way more capable than you believe so. Sometimes you be like saying to yourself, like, you'll put up a limit. That's why you got to get out your own way. You'll be like, dang, like, I can conveniently do something, or I could actually go through the process, get the information so I don't have to fuck up. Or then trust somebody, right, to not fuck up for me on my name, on my behalf. You feel me? That was like, you're going to pay for it in time. It's just an exchange. It's just an exchange. You have to figure out what it is that you're ready to exchange. Like, when in order to go up, you gotta what? You gotta let shit go. Like you can't have these burdens carrying the second that you're trying to get to this next level. Like, I now understand that saying, you can't help everybody. I'm completely out of that savior complex where you can't help everybody. You can be inspired. Inspiration comes from people watching your path. People are watching you do it, not talk. Talk is convenience.
Right.
That's why I came up with the whole done talking shit. I was like, oh, like, the dots connected for me. And it's so funny because I'll say this because this might relate to somebody. When I was playing basketball, I got a trainer. I had invested into a trainer. And this trainer became like a family figure. You know what I mean? Like something that I needed, like, you know, on a vulnerable level. And everything that I was like, that was the first dream. First of all, I realized, dang, like this is the first dream that I abandoned. This is the first dream that I abandoned as a child. I wanted to go to the league. I was nice as shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, ask about me. I was cooking niggas. Like, you feel me? So, like, I was like, yo, this is the first dream when I didn't have the proper, like confidence to push through and shit like that. Maybe I didn't have like, you know, my parents and shit like that involved into my dreams and stuff like that. It was just kind of like me. It was a difficult process to endure. Like, oh, like I'm going here. I'm gonna do this. Like, but I had scholarships. I was like D1 and all that. You know what I mean? People don't know that. But it's like I was one of them people that was so obsessed with the craft. My first dream, though. You feel me? So it's like anything that I did, I realized that I never completed it. I was like, wow, like I don't complete things. I like kind of just like abandon it. Like if it don't work, I'm like, move on, next thing. Like, but then you realize like in life, you have to complete things. You have to work hard enough to get to the finish line.
Right.
You just can't say like, bro, like it's not looking like it's working right now. Like that's resistance, that's adversity. What you gonna do every single time? Life is throwing something at you. You're gonna be like, oh, let me go in the corner. See what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Just swing back. I don't come from a culture where my mom was telling me swing back. So life in the streets had to tell me swing back. You feel me? I had to get beat up a couple times. Like, you feel me? To be like, dang, like, I got to swing back because nobody's coming to defend me. Nobody's coming to protect me. So what do? Just cry? You can't cry about everything.
I say success is all about is how many punches you could take to the gut and keep going.
Yeah, that's 100%. I like that. That's 100%.
That's a quote I read every day. That's how I defined it at this point.
Yeah, because it's like, what can, like, everyone is not willing to sacrifice.
Right.
Everyone is not willing to believe in themselves. I think that believing in yourself is super inconvenient.
Right, and you talk about that a lot.
It's super inconvenient.
As well.
Yeah. People who have conviction to believe in it and feel like they want to spread that message to you, that's a gem. You should take care of them types of people. People who want to pour into you, people who want to see you doing well, they're diamonds. Those are diamonds. Already knowing like who they are. So it doesn't make me feel no type of way to shine with somebody else. If anything, it makes me feel some type of way when I'm shining too bright next to somebody who's still in the development of building their diamond. Because they want to look like you. So they perform like you until shit get real. And now they got to get diamond tested. They got to get diamond tested. Them cuts hit different. The pressure hit different. They get into the fire. They like, oh, shit. I don't want this shit no more. Don't take it. Everybody won't be chosen. Everybody won't be that one until you risking everything. Until you have to be it. Until you have to actually be faith-driven. Until your faith has to be like taken from you and be like, okay, now I need you to stand alone. You can't have no friends in this season. Shoot me, I can't have no friends. You can't have no money. You relied on all these things right here. You gonna get it right back, but you have to know how it feels. You have to know how it feels for the ones who really don't fuck with you for you, but they fuck with you for what they value and what they think is your value. A lot of niggas value clothes. My first compliment from the people that I wanted for them to notice me was when I was wearing Gucci. I would never forget that. Everything that I did in life, from moving here, doing this, and that, it was, I see you, because that was their value. I see you. I see you. You what you got that shit on? I was like, what? I almost took it like I didn't even know how to take it for a second. Like,
Right.
what the fuck? You gonna tell me I'm like doing something because I'm wearing Gucci? That shit, like, what? It was like a diss. To me, it was like, I never want to wear Gucci again. Because this is terrible that this is our program. This is a terrible program. You feel me? We got to identify each other by what we wear. This is slave owner shit.
Right. When you really think about it.
For real. These are last names. His last names, I mean, this is, I don't know, you know, sometimes I be like, man, I gotta say fuck it. But sometimes I be like, bro, I don't want to pull that trigger on sometimes. Cause it's like, it's a deep cut. Telling somebody like, what you have on is nothing. It doesn't matter. Like, all that money that you just spent to get validation, doesn't matter. What do you have like to show for it? You could be a designer junkie. People praise that, but you have nothing to show for it. Like, I know people who beefing with their families, who don't care about their friends, who are not good people, who are winning on the internet. And I'm not to judge them or anything like that, you feel me? But it's like, people want to trade shoes with like that and not know, like, that's not even it. That's not, you feel me? Exactly. It's like, do you really know what's going on over there?
This is a wrap for this episode of the Talks with G podcast. Just wrapped it up with my man Seti. Make sure that y'all like and subscribe to my YouTube channel and let us know also who you would like to see next on our podcast.
Man, just get out your own way. That's literally the only thing. I feel like empty the clip. Like, stop putting yourself in a place where you feel like you just can't and you don't believe in yourself. Like, you don't really need as much as you think to become something and see yourself in a certain way that, like, you want to become. Like, the world is yours. Don't put no limits. Don't look at yourself like you can't. And just get to it, man. Stop talking. Yeah.
Y'all do like dap up or something?
Hell yeah.
The end of the episode.
Like that.
Nah, that's a bet. Nah, this joint was good though, bro. That shit was good. Like I said, I feel like it's a lot of, you talking to that, so I feel like it's a lot of good clips